All right, welcome back to the Farm Cook Kitchen. Today we've got a terrific sauce that we're going to be making that is good on seafood. It's good on chicken. It's good on vegetables. And it's keto. It's not low fat. It's got cream, basil, shallot, fresh lemon juice, and zest. It's a lemon basil cream sauce. It's going to be awesome. Let's get cooking. Welcome back to the Farm Cook channel. This is the place where you get to eat well, have fun, and hopefully learn lots, especially about low carb and keto cooking. So now, let's get ready and make some dinner. So here is the dish. We've got a wide open, large frying pan. What we're going to do is saute the shallots in some butter. We're then going to add the cream to and get that going and boiling and reducing, and it's going to concentrate all that flavor. We're going to add the basil to extract that into the cream, and then we're going to add the fresh lemon juice and zest. So let's get started. We're also at the end going to be thickening the sauce, not just by reducing it, but by adding some cold butter at the very end to try and help bring all the flavors together and to tighten everything up. So we're just going to let this heat up for a little bit, saute the shallot, and then get going. So this is 1.5 decent sized shallot, almost 100 grams. I think it's about 90 grams of diced shallot. It's a fine dice. So we really just want the flavor of the shallot to go into the sauce. We don't necessarily want to taste a lot of big chunks of anything. And if you were really being obsessive about this, you could actually strain the sauce afterwards to remove the solids, because the flavors will get infused into the butter and the cream that are left behind to make up the sauce. So the shallots will cook pretty quickly because they're so small and because there's so much cooking area with this large pan that this will only take a couple of minutes. And what we're looking for, we're not actually looking to get a lot of color on these. We really want them to just get to be translucent and smelling really, really fragrant. And they're already getting quite fragrant now. There's just something about the smell of shallots frying in butter. It's just spectacular. And I've got this pan set at a reasonably high heat. It's between medium and high. And it's a gas cooktop, so it heats up very, very quickly. So these guys are pretty much where I'm hoping they're going to get to. Next up, 4 cups of heavy whipping cream. And that seems like a lot of cream, and it is. But what we're trying to do is reduce this down. We're not using any thickeners, no roux, no xanthan gum, no nothing. And how we're going to get that silky, smooth, thick texture is by reducing this and then finishing with some cold butter at the end. So I'm just going to crank the heat on this. Keep everything stirring. Make sure nothing burns on the bottom. And just reduce this until it's about half the volume that it is now. So going from about 4 cups of liquid down to about 2 cups. So it's just a couple of minutes later. I've been reorganizing a little bit, but I've been very attentive to the pan. And what you can see is right around the edge, you see all these bubbles that are forming. This is getting ready to boil like mad. This is not a sauce or a dish that you can walk away from, you have to keep stirring it. You have to give it attention. You have to make sure that it doesn't go from looking like things are about to heat up to boiling over. And it's starting to get there now. You can see there's all this bubbling that's taking place, and that is exactly what we're looking for. What we want is for the excess moisture that's in the cream to boil off and evaporate. And that's what we're doing with this large surface area pan. It's allowing that to happen at an accelerated rate. So you've got a very thin layer of liquid inside the pan. It's heating up and boiling off the liquid and helping to extract the shallot flavor into the cream. And all I'm doing is stirring things around, making sure nothing is sticking because we don't want this to burn. And I think what I'm going to do now is start the seasoning process with a fair amount of salt. That's probably a teaspoon and a half. And you can see how crazy bubbly and foamy this is getting. So you really, again, just have to keep stirring, have to keep after it, cannot walk away. You can actually hear the salt on the bottom of the pan as I'm stirring things around, as it's getting dissolved into the cream. So again, just got to keep things moving. I think what we're going to do now is, now that we're at a ripping boil, I think I'm going to add this finely diced basil, fresh basil. Just love that floral basil flavor. I think it's perfect for cream sauces as well as marinades. And we want to get this incorporated into this cream, allow it to release its oils into the fat of the cream and permeate the rest of the sauce. It's going to taste great. It's hard. It's a little bit hard to tell probably on camera. It's hard to see because of all the bubbles, but this is starting to reduce already. It's only been maybe 5-6 minutes that there's been heat applied to the pan. So we're just going to let this go another couple of minutes. Keep on stirring and wait until it's reduced by about half. All right, it's been about 5 minutes. The pan has been reducing and concentrating all that flavor. You can see there's a lot less liquid in the pan than there was. And I think, and all I've been doing is scraping around the edges because the cream can actually accumulate on the edge. It adheres to the hottest part of the pan, and it can sort of solidify. So you want to mix things around, get things as incorporated as possible while it's reducing. And I think now we're ready. So I turned off the fire. I'm going to stir in the lemon juice and zest. That was the juice and zest of a very large lemon. Get that incorporated. Actually, let me make sure I get all of that. That lemon zest is so fragrant and so wonderful. It adds such intense flavor to dishes. And for a dish like this, it's very, very simple ingredients. So you want to make sure that you're able to taste each ingredient. So use fresh stuff and good quality stuff. Right, you can see this is thickening up already, and we're going to do a little extra thickening with some pats of butter, another ounce or so of cold butter, and we're just going to fold that in, incorporate that into the sauce. That'll help emulsify whatever aqueous solution is still remaining after boiling this down and reducing it. but it'll help bring together the sauce and produce this beautiful texture at the end. So this sauce is super. It's just so delicious when paired with something like shrimp. Shrimp is an awesome dish to have available in your freezer. It's relatively reasonably priced and it's widely available at a lot of supermarkets. Just buy the frozen stuff, whatever size you enjoy. They can be defrosted very, very quickly, thrown into a pan, add this sauce to it as it's heating up and cooking. Delicious. Or it could be served very much in the same way with already cooked chicken or already prepared vegetables. Let's give it a sample now. That intense brightness from the lemon juice and the zest is just coming through, and it helps cut the fat, the fatty flavor from all the cream and all the butter. Delicious. Maybe just a skosh more salt. Another pinch. But that's it. So this dish is now ready. It's still hot. The pan is still hot, so I'm going to continue to scrape it down and keep things moving just for another minute or so. But this would be great to have in the fridge available. It's a weeknight, you're busy. Defrost a whole bunch of shrimp, drop those in the pan, add some of this sauce to it. Spectacular. And if you have family members that are eating carbs, you could serve the same protein and sauce combination over rice or over noodles. Everybody will be happy. So that's the dish. We've got lemon basil cream sauce, good over seafood, chicken, veg. It's a pretty good sized batch. This will last me the week. That's what I'm having for dinner. Have a good night.